Who wins the big race? Am I talking about the US election, the Melbourne Cup, or am I talking about something else? The answer may surprise you. That's a bit clickbaity, isn't it? If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below. But if you're watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here, including live gold, silver, platinum analysis. I will take a chart request today. I think pretty much do get your chart request in now, and everything else we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. But in the first 1 minute of the show, we do what we call the synchronized slurp. You grab a tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage, we slurp them together. I got my daddy mug right here, made for me by my 6-year-old. Whatever you're using, that's cool too. Whatever you're drinking, that's okay as well. Here we go. You must slurp it audibly. It is the honor system. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, slap it. Oh yeah, I am Joe Main, worked in the precious metals industry here in Australia, over 3 major bullion dealers. And now I do this show every single weekday, 790 something, didn't check this morning. Subscribers, hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. You get a really warm and fuzzy feeling when you do. It goes all the way up and down through your system because you are joining the winning team. We're rocketing towards 1,000 subscribers. At 1,000 subscribers, we'll do another giveaway. Plus, look, with the GMS family right here, we'll do some shout outs. Then we'll talk about the big race, which one do I mean? And or it could be multiple. And yeah, live gold, silver, platinum analysis, and we'll shoot the breeze. Ladies and gentlemen, Pete Repeat is here. Hi, Peeps, GMS, great to see you. Doesn't matter who wins. 2 wins of the same Puppet Master World. Well, we'll talk about all that kind of stuff. Jeez, look at that little peak in the hair right there. I'm getting a haircut this week. Okay, that's happening. I also really need styling too, but that's a different thing. We won't go do those right now. But GMS says Mark, Florida. Mark, Florida, you're right in the thick of it over there in the States. I'd like to know, tell me what's the energy like over there at the moment? Mark, if you can just pop a comment below. What's just the general energy in your state, but what's the general feeling that you're getting from the rest of the country? As well, GMS, a brilliant day in Melbourne. It really is. I'm coming to you from Melbourne, Australia as well. It is sunny out there. Now, it is the Melbourne Cup today. Okay, so that's one of the races that's on today. All right, and it's Australia's largest, one of the world's largest horse races. We'll talk briefly about that. Morning, Joe, says Jason Ashworth. Morning, Jason. Good to see you. Lance. Morning, Chris Phipps from PDX. That's right, GMS from Portland, Oregon, where banks are being boarded up and cyclone fences are going up around all major office buildings today in anticipation of what may happen this week. Well, if you're going to have to board up any place within America, it's going to be Portland, Oregon. That's for sure, depending on who wins as well. But we'll talk more about that. Buongiorno. Oh, what could that be? Buongiorno. Buongiorno. It's Italian, of course, and GMS. Morning, Jason, and please no... Stop. Jason is our token lefty. That's okay. Token left-leaning person. That's okay. But I don't think he cares too much. Truly glad to see you here, Jason. Yeah, it's great to see Jason here. Love it. Hazza. Hi, folks. Chart request on US 10 years. Maybe. We did also have someone yesterday ask for platinum versus palladium, and I did say ask me tomorrow, and I think I said I would do that. Let's see. Yeah, hair's a bit peaky. That's right, it's peaky. That's the new thing. It's the peaky blindness. It's a bit peaky. Yeah, it's just getting out of control. At some point, it gets too long, and then I've either got to try and brush it back, but then it's too short, so it's just this weird space. And I don't look good with really longer hair. Never have. The race that stops a nation except me. Yeah, Pete Repeat. Jason is great. I like Jason. Everyone loves Jason. Why are we focusing on Jason? Focus on the other J. Right here, the other J. That's me, Joe Main. Let's see, waiting for a few other people to come in. That's right, Tony Pearce and Chatmum will be in. Let's talk about it. And, of course, the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, Wealthstack, wealthstack.com, and my brand new personal, the private GMS membership program where you get exclusive extra content from me. I'll show you that a little bit later on. And you get crazy great discounts from Perth Bullion Exchange as well. Extra discounts that you can only get from being a member of my private membership thing. Pete Repeat said, Mark, did you get some of the new... okay, so you're talking amongst yourselves. Love it. All right, let's talk about it, people. Who wins the big race? What race am I talking about? Well, there's a couple, okay? And the big, as I said, clickbaity, the answer may surprise you. So, of course, the Melbourne Cup today. Is anyone watching the Melbourne Cup? Anyone into it? Anyone even care? If you're watching internationally, Melbourne Cup is like our Kentucky Derby. It's like our Dubai International, whatever. It's one of the largest horse races in the world. A lot of people know around the world that it's the Melbourne Cup today. A lot of bets being placed. And it's a big race day. Has anyone actually been to the Melbourne? So we'll start with this. Have you been to the Melbourne Cup? I have. I live in Melbourne area. I've been when I was younger. It's not that much fun, I'll be honest. It depends on how you're going. So if you're just one of the herd that's in the general public and all that, it's a bit of an S fight to get anywhere, to get a drink, to place a bet, to all that. But the atmosphere is pretty electric. From the morning till around about the Melbourne Cup, which is on at, I think it's 3:20 in the afternoon. It's pretty electric. And then post 3:20, post the Melbourne Cup race, it's like you just watch all these really drunk ladies in dresses and the fascinators and the hats just like stumbling everywhere, and like dudes and like vomiting in the corner. So like post Melbourne Cup race in the afternoon, Melbourne Cup's not that great. And it's kind of, it's like whatever. But I've been once or twice. If you're from Melbourne, you kind of got to go at least once. I've done that. So have you been, and what's your experience been like? Have you won big at the Melbourne Cup? Have you been into the big tents and all that, like the bird cage and the this and the that? Did you go and under more special kind of conditions? And what was that like for you? Apparently, I've heard it's pretty good. Did I even play them? I think I've played at the Melbourne Cup before. I think I've played at the Melbourne Cup. I don't remember. It's so long ago that didn't I? Probably. So Jason Ashworth says Melbourne Cup Zardosi, I hope. I got a whopping $10 on that horse. Wow, there you go. Fair enough. Let's see. Any more things on the Melbourne Cup? Yeah, who cares, right? So that's the first big race that is happening. Will I watch it today? Maybe. But, there's a lot of stuff about the horses being treated badly and all that kind of stuff. Never been to the races, says Pete. Yeah, it's not a big deal. So that's the number one. That's the first big race. Who wins that? Don't know. Don't really care. Let's talk about the next one. Who wins the other big race? Who do you think? Now, I can tell a lot of people would want, a certain person here. And we can go through those comments right now. Of course, I'm talking about the US election. But not necessarily who. Well, there's a lot of predictions, right? So you could say who wins on the day, who is announced the winner, and then who actually wins. So there's a whole bunch of different options. It does feel like, for me, and I'll put my thing forward. It does feel like, and maybe it's because I'm living in the bubble of, the bubble that I'm in. The news that I'm looking at, etc. It seems like the landslide might be occurring. It seems like it. But again, I'm fully aware of my own confirmation bias. I'm fully aware that I might be again getting one side. There's different polls say different things. But from the general energy of it, it really seems, and from listening to other people. So for example, I saw this random interview what Don Lemon was doing with some random dude on the street in America, and the guy was saying that he's a sign writer, like he makes signs. It's like, and he travels all over the country, dealing with signs and all that kind of stuff. And he said, for him, based purely on the amount of lawn signs that he sees for Trump and the lawn signs that he sees for Harris, it's like 10-1 in Trump's favor. So he's like, I'm a sign guy, so I notice signs. So it's like, I think he's got it in the bag. Is that a metric? I don't know. But it seems like the energy seems to be like, a lot of people thinking enough's enough, all that stuff. I won't get too political here. But it feels like a landslide could be coming. And if you want him to win, then a landslide it needs to be. He needs to win the Electoral College, but that's not enough. He needs to win the popular vote too. That needs to seal the deal. So the other side go, whoa, okay, even the popular vote. So they can't go, oh, the Electoral College is the worst thing in the world, and, let's abolish it and all that. It's like, well, he won the popular vote too. So, what are you going to do? So it feels like, and again, it's, confirmation bias, just maybe my news sources. I watch a lot of news on X. It's kind of my thing now, I don't watch mainstream media anymore. I don't watch, right-leaning mainstream media. I don't watch Sky News, and I don't even have Sky News. I don't even have Foxtel, you know what I mean? So it's mainly X, and I feel like I get a balanced thing. I could be completely wrong, though, but it just feels like it's going to be an absolute landslide on the night. And then in the next couple of days, I don't know what could happen. And in the next weeks ahead, I don't know what could happen. So my prediction, who wins the race, at least on the night, I think it's Trump. And I think it's a crazy landslide kind of thing. And they'll all be calling it. And it's like, oh, how did we know? We didn't know. The popular vote, all this, all that. So I'll get some comments on this side of things. And then we'll talk about the last race and who wins that last race. Let's talk about that. Then we'll do some gold, silver, platinum analysis, a chart request. Maybe I'll look at that platinum to palladium ratio, something like that. Although if there's a better one, I'll do that. Chris Phipps says, don't see too many Trump signs in Portland. No, you wouldn't. You would not. I've known for a really long time. Isn't it? It's funny how, and Chris, tell me if this is a thing. And so I'm slightly going on a tangent here. But for me and for many Australians, and for Australians, for people in the UK, for a lot of people outside of the US, we know and we understand a lot about US politics. And we understand a lot about just US culture because it has been in our faces for so many years just through the media that we consume, that all the American TV shows that you get, all the big ones, all the big popular ones that you get in the States, we've all gotten throughout over the decades. So I've known for decades that Portland, Oregon, is one of the most lefty-leaning. Not that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I've always known it to be the case. But I'm interested to know, Chris, do you guys get much of other people's stuff? I'm kind of assuming not. That you probably wouldn't know whether Melbourne is a more lefty or Sydney, or like what do you even know what our politics are? Who's in government at the moment and all that? I'm guessing not. I mean, the US is the world's largest superpower, so I get that we more focus on you guys than you focusing on us, giant island here in the middle of the Pacific. But I find that interesting. Let's see. So no, you don't see too many Trump signs in Portland. Wouldn't think so. And I'm surprised that you find any, because that's a really brave person to have a Trump sign in Portland. Like, I'd be like, wow, dude, you go. Let's see. Pete repeat. No. Silver Fox. My room full hat prediction is that Trump wins the election. Then during the transition, something happens to Biden. Yes, that's been another one I heard floated. Imagine Trump wins, and then between now and January 6th, which is when the election has to be certified, apparently, something happens to Biden, and then Kamala's in for a few weeks. I'll say Kamala. Even Kamala is in for a few weeks, and then it's like, well, we're looking to see what's going on. I mean, Trump got it, but there's a few election problems. There's some claims of cheating here, some claims of that and there. So we really need to look into it. And look, I'm here now. Why don't I just stay? Yeah, who knows? No one really knows, but it's interesting. But I think on the night, there'll be people screaming to call it. I think it'll be at that point where Trump's like, it's pretty darn obvious, and CNN probably won't call it. Maybe even Fox News won't call it as well. And the masses will be going, call it now. Call it, please. I think it will be too overwhelming. I hope so. Let's see. Those other ones. I'll read Mark's one again. Read these. Mark's one was, where are we? General sense. As little as this is about general sense in your state, Florida, and general sense in America. General sense, as little as I can see, is insanity. Locally, not too much going on. Yeah, because Florida will be a Trump state. But what Lance says demonstrates the insanity in many major metropolitan areas. Hope not too much pew pew. Yeah, we certainly hope that. And on the night, if Trump gets in, I'm imagining rioting from the other side like nobody's business. And I can guarantee you that if Kamala wins on the night, I'm just talking about on the night of, and maybe the next day, on the night of, you're not going to get any rioting from the right-leaning people, because we don't do that. We're not those people. You have to, for the right to go righty and to go like pew pew, and I mean like pew pew kind of style, not just like head to the Capitol and protest. I mean like getting out the big things, the big sticks. That stuff doesn't happen on the right. You don't see it unless pushed to the absolute nth degree. Like we're talking like Independence Day kind of style stuff. It doesn't happen, but you flip it, yeah, there'll be riots for sure. Easy if Trump wins. Of course they will, because. Well, I'll leave it at that. Let's see. But Jason says, I hope all goes well for our American followers with a peaceful transfer of power. Exactly. And not too much unrest. That's exactly what we want to see. Let's see. Any more stuff here? Elevating. Yes, that's what you're saying. Then Silverfax, moving on from I think something happens to Biden and Harris gets in for a few weeks. Then something cataclysmic happens that prevents the handover of power to Trump on Jan 20. Yeah, exactly. You never know. Hazard says, I just hope we won't be having thingo votes again like last time. Anything out of the ordinary is possible with. Wow, that's a very partisan comment, but we allow partisan comments here. Let me read that again. Hope to anything out of the ordinary is possible. So here's a definite prediction, and this is not my prediction, but I just agree with it. Okay, this is from someone else that I listen to a lot. Because there are so many election observers now, and Lara Trump, so Eric Trump's wife, Lara Trump, has headed up the kind of like the election watching task force. And so there's like 230,000 poll watchers, Republican poll watchers are watching and just making sure, are they counting right? Where does this come from? What is it? All that kind of stuff. And because there's so many more observers, there's going to be a massive amount of just things being reported that seem sketchy. Okay, so the amount of reports are going to be so huge, and this is the prediction from someone else, that the amount of reports are going to be so huge that alone is going to put a spanner in the works and is going to hold up things potentially. Now, like 95% of those reports are probably not true, mistaken or whatever, but even if 1% or 5% are true, they've got to be looked at. But there's going to be so much more that the machine just gets all really, really slowed down. So that's a prediction. And that there might not be a decision, like a proper actual decision, until after January 6th, maybe all the way up to maybe till after January. It's possible. Let's see. Pete Repeat says, the world is a movie set at the moment. Be careful of what you see. Okay. Well, I do agree the movie is a world. The world is a movie set. Elon Musk and many others suggest that we live in a simulation, and that usually the simulation moves towards the most entertaining outcome. So the question is, what's the most entertaining outcome? GMS says, debt is great. The election is a mess. So divisive. I agree. It is. Jason Ashworth says, with the way the electoral system is set, it is designed to be divisive, unfortunately. Yes, the electoral system, though, I mean, I don't live in that country. I do understand the reason why it is. It's so it doesn't put the vote in the hands of basically New York and LA. And the major metropolitan urban sprawls, which almost always, left-leaning. So it's time to kind of to democratize, hence democracy, democratize the vote. But I get it. Chris Phipps says, personally, I see a lot about Europe. Oh, okay, interesting. So you see a lot about Europe, UK, France, Germany, but not much at all about Australia in terms of political stuff and all that. Yeah, We are a giant island. Jason Ashworth, why would you call the election? Why would you call it on the night if the results are... Why would you call the election if the results are clear? You would call it when you are able to. I think you meant to say when you're not clear. There we go. Why would you call it when the results are not clear? Yeah, you would call it when the results are clear. Well, most people like to call it on the night because people want a decision by then. And if it's over 270, then it's got to get called, really, doesn't it? On the night. But then you can contest stuff. You can certainly contest it, and that's certainly happened in plenty of elections beforehand. Lance says, US goes to war with Iran to stop transfer of power. Ooh. The US moved multiple bombers into Qatar over the last couple of nights, using the bases they went into Afghanistan with. Interesting. Seems like the chat has frozen. I don't think so. Let me check on that. Has the chat frozen? Let's have a look. Am I still going? No, I'm still going. Chat's fine as far as I'm aware. Should be all good. Jason Ashworth says, I mean the two-party system. Oh, not the electoral college. Oh, okay. You mean the two-party system. Yeah. Two-party system's a weird one, but is what it is. So that's that side of things. Get your final comments in. I'm not sure if the chat is still working. I think it is. Let me know. Just pop a little test or something in there if the chat's still working. So let's talk about the other big race. Let's talk about the other one. So that's my thoughts on the big race. I think it'll probably be too big to deny that he's at least won on the night. I think it'll be landslide territory. At least there'll be instant calls tomorrow of landslide. There'll be landslide. Okay? It'll be landslide this, landslide that, and the other side will go, no, it wasn't. So it's going to be a giant, big old mess unless it is way too big to RIG. Okay? Unless it's way too big where Trump's got like 312 electoral votes and, the popular vote by 10 million, something like that. Then there's no way that the left can go, right? No chance. Yeah, too big to RIG, says Silver Fox right there. So that's my prediction. That's what would need to happen in order for it to be at least, credible. But let's talk about the other big race. The big race for... I guess how do I put it? The big race for us, I guess, if you want to call it that. I haven't thought about this too much through, but really, we're talking about the big race to who is going to end up better off. Okay, and I hate putting it into these kind of terms. But we need to kind of talk turkey about it. Who is going to be better off? Who's going to win the race of being better off, economically speaking or wealth speaking, over the next 5 to 10 years? Okay? And we all know that answer. Who's going to win the big race in that? It's you and me. It's us. Okay? It's stackers. And I absolutely think that is the case. Who is not going to be the big winners? Anyone who keeps their money just purely in the bank. Anyone who keeps their money purely in the S&P 500 over the next 5 to 10 years, for example. I think you'll see a big reduction in the S&P 500, but particularly anyone who is not saving in some kind of asset that tracks with inflation, etc. So we're the big winners here. Really, we are going to win the big race. And as we know, gold's had a huge run. Silver's had a decent run as well. We might have a bit of a short-term dip coming soon, but we're nowhere near done. Okay. Of course, when I show you the ratios against the stock, the precious metals against the stock market as well, that capital rotation is happening where stocks are currently highly overvalued and precious metals are highly undervalued. And then there's been 3 periods since the 1920s, and it's happening again a fourth turning, some people might call it, where you're seeing this shift again where precious metals are coming to the forefront and stocks and real estate and stuff will go down like that. Real estate, maybe not so much, okay, but definitely stocks, etc. So we're really on the winning team. We are all on the winning team at the moment. Now, you would have been on the winning team in the early 2000s to the peak of the gold market in 2011. I only got into precious metals in silver in 2010. I was right at the end of that, and I was not a winner. in the last cycle. Okay, I wasn't a winner. I didn't recognize and I didn't know things. I was only had been a stacker for about a year when less than a year when silver peaked in April of roughly April-ish. Well, earlier than that, I think 2010, 2011. Yeah, when it peaked. Right, so around about a year. And I didn't know things about looking at ratios and the ratio, and I didn't see the stock market to precious metals ratio, and I didn't realize, oh man, stocks are really undervalued to precious metals at the moment. I should buy stocks at the moment and then ride that wave. I didn't know that, but now I do, and now I'm riding that wave, and it's going to be a good wave to ride. And I think all of you are on the right track, and we are winning the big race. Okay, some of you might decide not to go back into the stock market or anything like that, but just that general big shift in the economy and the way that the big whales think, the big investors think, and then the general population will think, that is turning right now. It is turning to the precious metals, absolutely. And at some point, it will turn back. And what have I always said? And I think most of you agree, don't be married to your assets. Don't be married to your metal. Hey, keep some for your friends or your family, your kids, inheritance and stuff like that. But your real goal is to increase your family's wealth, okay? Or decrease, not yours or your family's, or as I said, like inheritance and stuff like that. That's what it's for, okay? So don't be married to your bags. Watch that capital rotation happen and consider getting into maybe the stock market or something else when it gets a little bit more risk on. Okay, but seems like we're going risk off at the moment, but we are right in that winning team bottoming kind of area on the capital rotation. So who wins the big race? You do, and I do. And guess what? You're also part of the winning team here at Good Morning Stackers. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. Got some final comments on all of this, then we'll do some live price analysis and get out of here, people. Let's see. Very interesting days ahead, says Knackers. I agree. Hazard says, if they're still, we're going back on the Trump thing, if on the election, if they're still using those machines as they have last election with the biased calibration, forget about a fair and just outcome, says Hazard, one of my commenters, not that I said it out loud. That's, yeah, okay. Silver Fox says, there is no way Kamala won't contest. When she loses, of course she'll contest it. Unless it's way too big to rig. I just said it out loud. Well, I'm going to get banned from YouTube. Screw it. Yeah, unless it's too big to... It has to be overwhelming. Okay, but even then they'll be like, we think that... the polls, but the polls are saying, and this is what they're doing, right? We all know this is what they're doing. That's a very Trump move. We all know this is what they're doing. The polls were looking like quite more separated, and then, what do you know, around about 1 week and closing into the few days, the mainstream media polls all of a sudden were like neck and neck. Like, we don't know, it's a tie. Yeah, look, Trump was gaining, but now Kamala's done some good stuff. So now, just the day before, in New York NBC polls are 49%. No, it's no one knows. Okay, that's the setup for the RIG. That's the setup for it, but it just needs to be too big. Okay, it needs to be too big, and I think it will be. Okay, based on the energy, at least. Cool. Now, if Trump loses, great question. I love this question because now you've put a laugh emoji on there. Okay, so I'm going to treat this question like two questions. Number one, I'm going to treat it like the smart person Jason is, because I know he's tongue in cheek. So I'll treat it like the tongue in cheek one, and then I'll treat it like if you were stupid, which I know you're not. But here, the tongue-in-cheek one. If Trump loses, yes, I get it. That's funny. If you were dumb, which I know you're not, but if that was like, will you? And because people have been asked, will you accept the election? Like they asked J.D. Vance, they asked all these people, will you accept the election if Kamala wins? And it's such a stupid question. Not that I'm saying you're stupid, but it's a stupid question. It's like, well, no, I won't. Of course I won't. If it looks like there's some dodgy stuff happening, of course I won't accept the election. that's what other people would say. So no, if Trump loses, will you accept the results, Joe? Nope. If it looks fair, yep. So if it looks fair, absolutely. 100%. If it looks fair and the country has gone, and I'm an Australian, who gives a shit, right? I'm Australian, but will I accept it? Yes. If it looks fair, no problem at all, because it would be deemed a fair election. If there's any dodgy stuff, no, and why would you? So no. Nope. No, I wouldn't. I would if it's fair. I wouldn't if it doesn't look fair. Let's get out of that. I think we're done with this little topic. Who wins the big race in the end, though? You and I do. All right, we've done that. Cool, great. Let's do some quick little stuff here, and then we're going to get a chart request in. I think I might do platinum palladium ratio, but quickly, if you have any other chart requests, get them in, and then you can remind me tomorrow or the next day if I don't do that. Let's see. Of course, you want to know about, got to tell you, it's landed on here right now, my private membership program. This is at goodmorningstackers.locals.com/support. I'll put a little ticker up after the fact. Good Morning Stackers, the new private membership. Subscribe to the GMS Inner Circle to get access to exclusive content, amazing discounts on gold and silver bullion from Perth Bullion Exchange, and to engage with our private community of like-minded stackers. You engage with each other on this live show for about an hour every morning. But imagine if you can do this for more times in the day or at different times of the day. So number one, join the private community, okay? If you guys all join for $10 USD per month, it's $10 a month USD. It's nothing, right? That's 180 Australian dollars a year, okay? For 180 Australian dollars a year at current exchange rates, here's what you get. The private community of like-minded stackers. You can talk amongst yourselves as much as you want in the private chats, in the private, kind of like a Facebook feed, that kind of thing, okay? In the private group, you get exclusive content. I'll be talking about a lot of different things, spicier political things, pew-pew, all that kind of stuff. And lots of different, and more sort of maybe personal things as well, talk about my life and blah, blah, blah. But hey, if nothing else, amazing discounts on gold and silver, because you will get crazy discounts, great discounts from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, Australia's only bullion dealer to offer free shipping, Australia-wide. Okay, so no, you'll get that. As a normal Perth Bullion Exchange customer, you get all their great prices, their great range, and their free shipping as well. But as an extra GMS member, you also get the next tier of discounts down. Okay, very quickly. If you want to buy one Scottsdale Mint Lion round, you'll pay, my God, for a half ounce. Can you believe it? Just thinking back, I've been in this industry for a very long time. A half ounce, I remember when half ounce silver was at like 15 Australian dollars. Crazy. So you want to buy one. This is like me, that looks like an ounce price for me. If you want to buy a half ounce Scottsdale silver round and you're a regular, you're not part of the membership program, you'll pay $31.39. But if you're a part of the GMS membership, you instantly pay the next tier down. So you'll pay $30.89, for example. If you buy 20 of them, okay, you won't pay that price. You'll pay this price because you've qualified for a tier, but you get the next tier down. Cool. Plus, of course, you get the free shipping as well. So it pays for itself after a certain amount of ounces. I'll do that calculation again. I was wrong, by the way. I think I was using USD prices, and I said something like 50 ounces would get you in the black. It's not that. It is more than that. But you purchase over a certain amount, plus all the all the content and all that other stuff, the private group and all that. It's such a great program, and you're supporting me. You're supporting the show. As well, you can do that in a number of ways. You can do it via super chats. You can do it via just a simple one-off donation as well. But you can do it by joining the GMS program. Okay, and of course, you should be, even if you don't join the GMS program. I'll be really sad, but you should. But even if you don't, you should just be purchasing from Perth Bullion Exchange anyway, because they are one of the best dealers in Australia, if not the best. In my humble non-financial advice opinion, I've worked for 3 major bullion dealers, and these guys are doing it the right way, including free shipping when you buy over a certain amount. Cool. But if you want extra discounts, join the GMS program. Join that, and you get even better deals. Cool. And of course, my last guys, my wonderful guys, the unallocated gold program, wealthstack.com. They had a bit of an issue with the website yesterday. You saw it came up all funny. They fixed it. It was really quick. I love these guys because they're so easy to get to and to talk to, and they just fix problems if there's any, okay? Which most of the time they don't have it. Wealthstack.com, an unallocated gold account. It's great for your normie friends if you're not into the unallocated thing. Download it on Android or iPhone, okay? It's an amazing app, okay? Let me show you it very quickly. Just download it. Where is the thing? Right here, okay? This is the Android site. This is the Play Store. This is the Apple iStore. WealthStack, one word right there. That's the icon. It's great. You save and invest in physical gold. It's held for you. Okay, you do own it, but you don't get to take possession of it. Yet they are going to do physical redemptions. They will be doing silver. They're doing a debit card. They're doing a whole bunch of great stuff. But buy gold for spot plus 1%. Whether you buy $1 million worth of gold or $10 worth of gold, spot plus 1%. It's a great app. It's a great option for you if you want to diversify your risk within precious metals. If you don't just want to hold it all in your own house or hold it with a third party, hold it in unallocated form. I know and trust unallocated programs that I have been a part of. I've been part of businesses that have had unallocated programs, and I trust the guys at WealthStack as well. But don't just trust me. You do you. That's okay. Maybe send this to your normie friends because they think we're the weird collectors of this weird shiny stuff. But this is the gateway drug to get them into the real physical stuff. So send them this, wealthstack.com. And we'll talk to one of the guys at WealthStack again really, really soon. I did an interview with David Ski, the CEO of WealthStack, about a month and a bit ago on the channel. So check it out. David Ski, awesome guy, great CEO, and it was a great chat as well. Goes through all the frequently asked questions. And we never know, we may get one of the other team leaders in or someone else. But that's WealthStack, wealthstack.com. Live gold and silver, platinum analysis, and we'll take a quick chart request as well. Let's go to it. I think I am going to look at no other... Yeah, there's been no other chart requests. So we'll take a quick look at the platinum to palladium ratio as well. So let's take a look at the screen. We will share it. Let's take a quick look at the price as we always do. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. That's silver. Let's go to gold first. Gold, here we are. Look, here's the thing. This is going to be really quick, okay? It seems like we're in the holding pattern to see what happens in the next 24 to 48 hours. That's it. Who's going to win? Don't know exactly. And I don't know what the price is going to do. If Trump wins, where does the price go? I don't know. It could go down. Some people say, this is the price of gold, by the way, $2,737 US. Look at this. Absolutely bugger all. Bugger all movement in the last 24 hours. It's gone from, what, $2,730. So it's about a $20 difference in the last 24 to 48 hours, roughly. Well, 36 hours, okay? Roughly. So it's just in a range at the moment, and it seems like we're all waiting to see what happens, okay? But we're above 26.85. We're above the mother of all trend lines, okay? I really don't have a lot to say, and I know that's... I'm sorry to say that. What else would I be looking at here? Uptrend line is still kind of in... Excuse me. Is that uptrend line still in play, roughly? Yeah, that's still in play. Excuse me. Yeah, I know. Really boring today. Probably mainly focus on the platinum to palladium ratio because we are in the trading range, just in that ho-hum holding pattern with gold because of the US election. But we have seen that drop off. From the high 2,790, pop on the relative strength index, as I was saying yesterday, we came out of extremely overvalued on the relative strength index, trending back down. But look again, you are within sort of normal. You're not below there. You're not below a trend line. So it's not like crash time or anything. It's not that short-term retrace just yet. You've still got room to move to the $2,785 to $2,785 to $3,000 value. Okay, that's it. I know, terrible, isn't it? Nothing else to say. Hold above the mother of all trend lines. Hold above 26.85, and we're still good for a pump up to that $3,000 mark. I'd say no higher than that. That's all I've got to say. But as you know, it's peaky from here. It's been peaky from the back here. Cool. Silver. Ooh, $32.40 US. We are currently below the previous big level of resistance of $32.50. Excuse me. Although we're butting up against a couple of trend lines. That one, well, that one's not in play. So you're right here. So same as yesterday. Although look, trending down on the relative strength index on the daily time frame. Well, you'd want to see it hold and then just respect this trend line if you want to see a pump. If you'd like to see a pump to $37 to $40 in 2024, because we've only got, less than 2 months to go, you would preferably want to see this uptrend line remain the dominant one as it has so far since early September. Cool. So that's what you want to see, something like that, a quick little pump up, and then, like that. That's what you want to see. But look, so far, don't panic unless we close below $29.80. That $31 final hurdle is really the one I'd like it to hold. So if we're above here, we're above 31, all good, no problem. You break $29.80, we head down. I'm a broken record at the moment, holding pattern. That's really all I need to say. For silver, I know it's really boring at the moment. Platinum. Platinum's kind of like the more interesting one at the moment. It's like silver and gold, like meh, whatever in holding patterns with them. Platinum, though, we're still in the cautiously excited zone. We are above $980. Okay, that's lots of lines and things going on here. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. But we are out of my getting excited zone. Okay, we went past my getting really excited zone, and then was a failed move. Oftentimes from a failed move, it's a fast move in the opposite direction. We're above 980, and we're still above the annoying February 2008 trend line, the mother of all trend lines, that one. We're still above that, so that's good. Okay, that's why I'm cautiously excited. But I say cautiously because ever since February of 2021, where we cracked finally through the mother of all trend lines that we'd never broken since 2008, we've had a few moves. Fast move, failed move. Fast move, so failed move, fast move, failed move, fast move, failed move, fast move. Another attempt, failed move, fast move. Another attempt, failed move, fast move. Another attempt, failed move, fast move. Again, this is on the monthly time frame, and we're here again. Okay, we broke back above it. Great to see. We broke back above the February 2021 trend line, but on the monthly time frame, we did not close above it. That's what we really needed to see. We're above the 2008 trend line. Okay, cautiously excited, but if we get back into here, I will be depressed again for platinum, and that's all I have to say about that. Yeah, that's it. Hold there. Otherwise, we're heading down back to the depressed zone, which would take us, much more likely chance that we head down to the best buy zone, $900 to $700. Weekly time frame, relative strength index, currently on a tick down, but doesn't mean you're heading down just yet. On the daily time frame, yeah, that's really heading down. That could head down further. I really want to see that bounce at 980 and no lower than this 970 area. You break there, yeah, not great. On the monthly time frame, although on the monthly, if you look on the relative strength index down the bottom here, it's just been in this kind of trading range here. Rectangle? Kind of like this trading range here for a while. And until it breaks either way, on the monthly, we don't really know exactly. What I want to see, obviously, because I want to see platinum go through the roof, baby, what I want to see is finally break out of there, do something like that and onwards, and that would be very, very positive for platinum on the monthly time frame, so on the larger macro scale. And yeah, that's it, but we're just in cautiously excited for the moment. Gold to silver ratio. Gold to silver ratio is favoring gold at the moment. Okay, this is the daily time frame. We have seen a move and a test of support. We saw that right here. So it doesn't mean we're going to continue up for gold, but it's in gold's favor at the moment. We are tracking up on the relative strength index on the daily time frame. It has not broken major resistance just yet, so we could flip over and then continue down. That would be good for silver holders. We want to see it tank You want to see that. That's what you wanted to see, something like that. We're now above here. I don't want to see this remain as support. So here's what I don't want. You don't want to see the following. Tick over and then that. Don't want to see that, preferably. Okay, I want to see this break just straight through. That would be good news for silver holders. Having said that, again, both gold and silver could be moonshotting. It's just that one is outperforming the other. And as a silver holder, all silver holder pretty much, I want to see silver outperform gold. But look, if we're both going up in fiat dollar currency terms and both going up against the stock market index, for example, hey, I'm okay with that. But just preferably, I would like to see it tank against gold, please. That would be great because I want to swap my silver for a bunch of gold at much lower ratio levels. And we're talking like the 1 to 50 kind of thing. That's where I'd love to see it go. Okay, but if you don't follow the gold to silver ratio, you don't really have to, because if you're in a balance of half gold, half silver, maybe that's the better play. I'm just one of those crazy people like many of you who are like all silver. Should we be? Let's just pop off this, for example. Okay, here this is on the monthly time frame. There is a case to be made when I look at that purely without all the technicals and all that. If I'm just looking at the candles, there is a case to be made that gold could have a very big run against silver. Okay, there is a case for it because look at that spike right there on the monthly time frame. We have opened the month green, but we're only in the first few days. Okay, but something like, and I can't draw it in, but something like breaking this again. Oh, we've got that drawn in there. Breaking that. You break here, that's probably looking really good for gold against silver. But again, does it really matter when everything's going up at the same time? Probably not. That is gold, silver, etc. Let's do now, chart request time. Let's do it. Platinum. Chart request, platinum versus palladium. We did have someone ask for it, so I'll take a quick look at that. XPT versus XPD. I have actually had this in for a while. I did speak about it a number of months ago. So this is platinum versus palladium. Someone asked about it. It is looking toppy at the moment, I would say. This is on the monthly time frame, so I'll give the quick little thing. You have gone into extremely overvalued for platinum versus palladium. Okay, as this is going up, platinum's outperforming palladium. As this is going down, palladium would be the better play versus platinum. A lot of P's that we're getting involved here. Okay, quick bit of major analysis. Let's take this goes back to 2005. So this isn't a hugely historical chart. So this Fibonacci thing may be not a very good one, but just out of interest, are there any areas of confluence? Meh, no. Not really. Again, it's not hugely historical, so I wouldn't say that has anything to... We can't glean anything from that. Horizontal lines, and we can do trend line stuff as well. Quickly, that would be a big area of resistance right there. We can see, that's a big area of resistance. Okay, we didn't hit it. We have ticked over on the relative strength index though. Let's see, trend line. Okay, we're over that. So that's you would call that the mother of all trend lines, at least on this time frame, again from 2005. Okay, so it's not even 20 years, okay, of platinum versus palladium. So do take that into account. But that's the mother of all trend lines on this particular time frame. We are above it, but look, on the monthly, we have gone in there. So weekly time frame, trending down on the weekly. This is interesting. Okay, this is on the daily. Daily time frame, that's just a big jumble. That's just a huge up and down, so don't stress about that. I'll take a look at the... okay, all right. This is the quarterly. So this is where hindsight's 2020. Imagine in January, March of 2020, that area there. Imagine watching the platinum to palladium ratio. Not that many people will probably be playing this, right? But imagine watching it and what happened in, March of 2020. You know what? Imagine seeing that go down to the ultra extreme undervalued on the 3-month chart as well of platinum versus palladium. And you would have gone, man, that's an historical area to get into platinum versus palladium here. Then you watch that run. Imagine that. And then you saw that you would have increased your palladium holdings by 275%. Is that something you would want to do? I don't know. I'm not into palladium. We'll take a look at the quick palladium, just the normal chart of palladium as well. But on the monthly time frame, it looks like you've ticked over, and you might be ticking over for a while. So that would suggest that palladium is the better play to be in for the moment versus platinum. Okay, I can't say about palladium versus gold or palladium versus silver, but it's got a bit of room to move. Okay, so you would see a support level on the relative strength index on the monthly time frame. You could see a support level here. If it ticks over, okay, but if it breaks down, you could start heading down into the bottom end of the range of the relative strength index on the monthly time frame. But on the quarterly, you've had this huge run. Okay, you have broken resistance here. Again, this is just on this time frame that goes back to 2005, so you've got to take that with a grain of salt. Okay, actually, that's kind of like major resistance right there. Looks like it could tick over. So if that's going down, if it is, I'm not saying it is, but if it's going down, then platinum's better to be in than palladium. Sorry, palladium's better to be in than platinum. Too many P's. That tanks. And you know what? Let's look at it. Let's do it in the other way. Here we go. XPD. No. XPD/XPT. Okay, let's do that. So now let's look at in the inverse. Okay, so this is palladium versus platinum. This goes back to, this is a crappy one, it only goes back to 2022. So, yeah, I don't like that one. So this is palladium versus platinum. And yeah, you can see that huge move down there. That was the big move in platinum. Yeah, it's not a good enough chart. Okay. So that's all I'm going to say for that is it looks like palladium might be taking a bit more center stage versus platinum in the next bunch of months, okay? Particularly because of this downtrend on the relative strength index. That's all I've got to say. I don't know too many people that play that do that play. I don't, so I don't know too much about it. Final comments. Let's see. Says about double the rates. Yep, that's true. They have about a 1.5% spread. That's true. There is about a $60 an ounce or so, double the rates of unallocated at bullion dealers. Yes, but there's a few things to take into account for that. Number one, the convenience of doing it on your phone, etc. Again, for your normie friends, the app, etc. And also the fact that you can buy a minimum of $10 of gold as well. So it's great for the really small stacker. It's great for the small stacker to get involved. And silver is coming as well. Spreads might be around about the same prices for silver. You never know. So we've got to wait till the silver comes out, etc. But yeah, do your own calculations, etc. Let's see. Do you know? Yes, I'm going down. Sorry. I'm going down in the comments. My apologies. Let's get some final comments on everything else. Let's see. No, I think that's it. So I'll do those. Canberra Stacker, do you sell back to Wealth Stack at spot? No, it's spot minus 0.5%. Okay. And so all those questions were answered. I think that's it, my funky people. And unless we have some final comments right here. Did I miss any? No, I think that's about it, people. All right. Yeah, it's time to go. We're dropping off in terms of the numbers as well. So hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. That has been Good Morning Stackers for Tuesday, the 5th of November. Remember, the 5th of November. Although technically it will be the 6th for us tomorrow with the US election. What happens? Let's see. Do you have any dry powder spare? Let's see what happens overnight. So overnight it'll be, we won't have the results until kind of tomorrow midday-ish, I think, our time roughly, or at least the vast majority of the results, I think, if we even get a result in the US election. But hey, you will get a weekdaily morning live show tomorrow no matter what. So that's been Good Morning Stackers. Please like, share, subscribe. all that good stuff. And of course, we got to dance it out, people, because this has been...
Good morning, Stack.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Good morning, Stack.
It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do...
Synchronize slurp.
3, 2,
Now we're
1,
on
slap
the
it.
move.
Do I have much?
Good morning, Stack.
Woo! Stay safe, stay informed. Let's see what happens tomorrow, and I will talk to you then. Keep stacking. Have a great day.